If not, let's get Chris Skudder to actually sing us a little refrain. Chris joining us there, I think in the suit. Is that Chris?
If you want that.
Yeah, there we go. Now, you won't mind us saying that you're a veteran of World Cups and, of course, Euros over the years. How are you actually assessing the mood there after this move into the quarterfinals?
Well, Mark, first of all, it's the most unusual. This is my 8th World Cup in a row. It's the most unusual I've ever done because never before has everyone been plonked in the same place. Normally, you have the kind of travel jeopardy, and always, you know, England they never win the group, so they end up changing their route. And you look at Russia, and they have to go 1,000 miles into a different city, and that's all part of the fun. So here, well, they have won the group this time. So you know, it's a bit different. Everyone's here, and as you can probably see behind me now, you've got all kinds of nationalities. South Korean flag behind me. You've got Brazil playing South Korea later on in a couple of hours. We've got Japan playing Croatia. Two of the nations there, Japan and South Korea, who we didn't really expect perhaps to be at this stage, but the tournament's all the better for it. So it's been a really strange World Cup, really unique. It's had its problems, we all know that, not just the political ones, but it's been a bit of a kind of controlling exercise by the Qataris. So it's, you know, it's an acquired taste really, but the fact that everyone's here, it is a giant party, particularly here in the market. And as kickoff approaches in a couple of hours, it's going to be a bit of a crazy place. It always is, as everyone seems to want to gather here.
And can we ask you, are the England fans enjoying a little bit more now, given that result? Because, I mean, as you say, there were reports about, you know, the beer tents being moved, the fact that the accommodation, there was no air conditioning and so on. But are they a bit happier out there now?
Just caught the end of that, Mark. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not that warm now, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of, you know, mid-20s, and by the evening, and I was at the stadium the other night for the USA game against the Netherlands, and I was quite chilly. You know, you have these warm evenings, and then you've got this cold air blasting down your neck, so you want to put a jumper on, really. On the field, absolutely fine, really. It's not too hot for the players at all. I'm sure they're enjoying it, really. Playing in the sort of balmy temperatures, what would normally be the middle of the English midwinter season, with the cold and wet, rainy days in London, Manchester, Liverpool, all the rest of it. So yeah, it's, you know, we always said that England players are always exhausted. I was going to say another word a minute ago, but you know, end of the season. But this is mid-season, so English players are in their prime now, their fittest. So maybe that's what we're seeing, because, you know, we saw the great young lad coming through, Jude Bellingham. He's run more than anybody, 19 years old. You would at that age anyway. So, you know, maybe this is going to be the golden time for England. I go back 20 years, Mark, when, do you remember Greg Dyke, then the FA chairman, said, why are we so bad at football? Let's set a date on this. When can we start competing with the elite teams? Because we should be doing that, and we should. And he said Qatar 22, and we all laughed. I thought, oh yeah. George's Park and the investment in the young players. That's now bearing fruit without a doubt. Phil Foden, all those young players, Rashford, Bellingham, all those kids coming through, and here we are 20 years later with the best crop, the best squad in depth we've had for decades probably, and the bench is so strong that all the other nations, I'm telling you, looking at it and thinking, we don't really want to be playing England right now. France will be doing that at the weekend. They're the world champions, we know that. But it's going to be one hell of a battle, trust me, and the build-up's going to be fantastic.
Okay, but let's just pour a bit of cold water on it, just for the moment, bearing in mind that sort of first half hour where they were stuttering a bit. Senegal could have put two past us. France would do that if we basically don't put our foot on the gas from the very start. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, really. As far as the defending thing, what I'm sure everybody who's sitting at home watching this now, the England fans thinking, oh, what a chance we have to do really well in this World Cup. The criticism of Gareth Southgate, the last two tournaments, which England could and maybe should have won. I mean, certainly the Euros at Wembley, and then the semi-final of the World Cup against Croatia, when they took the lead in both those games and then sat back. And
all the noise around this tournament and the build-up has been he's too negative, and the knives were out ready. He's going to be sticking around, but he's not gone for that. This time he's decided play 4 at the back, not 5, and use England's strength, which is attacking, be offensive, and it's paid off so far. They've scored 12 goals. I doubt whether he'll change his mind, but that may make it a real thrill ride against France, because they've got some great attackers. We know Brazil have, Argentina, Messi, all the rest of it. So we might get some high-scoring games, but I think people would settle for that, wouldn't they? Go for it, not sit back and wait for the inevitable defeat. Be adventurous, be attacking, use your strengths, and let's see where it takes us.
Sounds as if you might have to write a new chapter for your book on that World Cup history. Chris, for the moment, thanks for updating us out there in Doha. We'll speak to you later. Thank you very much indeed. Now, within the past